Welcome to the Long Island View. This is Sunday night. I want to first thank the Blade Runner, the Suit Runner.
The running suit guy.
The running suit guy last week. That
he
was
was
pretty
good.
amazing, wasn't it?
Very different.
I got to tell you, I was, all throughout the whole course of the week, I was thinking of how we could utilize this guy in promoting so many different things.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I actually thought about putting the big MHTV logo on the back, and then maybe your picture on one shoulder and mine on the other shoulder. Are you into that?
I don't know.
You're not into that.
Hey, listen.
I thought it was a
any
great thing.
advertisement is good advertisement. And that guy, let's face it, if there was 10,000 runners, he would be the guy you'd be looking at.
Well, let me ask you a question logically. I mean, if you're doing like a 5K run, right? And here on Long Island, people, there's so many runners, there's so many events that happen. If you're doing a run and all of a sudden you see these people in I don't know, sweatpants and in the kind of shorts that they wear and different color sneakers, and all of a sudden you see this guy running down with a suit, I mean, it's got to stand out.
Without question. And he's going to get all the film.
And that's what I like about Long Island. Long Island is so diversified in so many different things. We've had the best of the best come out of Long Island.
No question.
I mean, just from a music standpoint, give me a couple of names. Come on, you're
Oh,
a music
God.
guru
I mean,
here.
the Rascals, the Vanilla Fudge, Billy Joel, Leslie West.
We were just at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and
Kiss.
what was that woman's name? That Debbie Gibson.
Debbie Gibson. It goes on and on and on.
I mean, it just seems that in Long Island there is so much talent here, and there's so much for us to project. And today, we have a very, very special guest with us today. And from my understanding, Tommy, this girl has been singing since she's 4 years old. I couldn't even talk at 4 years old. How do you sing at 4 years old?
It's a new world.
Is it a new world,
yeah,
or is it just...
Well, it's a new world because they have...
so much more out there.
Let's face it, we were building tree huts and underground caves and things like that when we were kids. We didn't have all these things. I mean, they have music access at all times of every day. They can go to music, and which is I love because they are involved and they have access to this music. So I mean, if they're sitting in their home and they got their phone, boom, the music's right there. Where did we have music? I mean,
we didn't.
We had the Peanut Man that came by with a steam whistle. That was our music.
The only thing that I truly remember, you remember the 45?
Yeah, sure.
You used to have to put that little nipple in the middle of it.
The
What was
little
that called?
plastic thing.
The little yellow plastic thing.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have a record player or you didn't have something to play that music, God forbid you used your father's phonograph in the living room. I mean, that was like, if you guys remember that back in the 60s, you remember your mother and father, they had this long, they called it a Vitrola? A Vitrola?
We didn't have anything.
I forget what they called that long thing.
We had the little box with the 45s, and I don't even know if you could put 33s on there. But you know what? It's funny. Vinyl's back.
Yeah, but
vinyl's back.
But we used to take the record,
Right.
and if you didn't have the little box with the hinges that you opened up with the needle, you would go downstairs. I would sneak down to my
Because you'd be
father's
screamed at
thing.
because it was a diamond tip needle.
Yeah,
right?
he would scream at me.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
a diamond.
Well, 'cause that's
I'm
right.
thinking it's what's on my mother's finger.
It is.
But I don't know what he put on. He could have been a cubic on that by knowing him. But anyway, that's for another story. But back then, it was very difficult to
and who could even afford records? Really. I mean, kids couldn't afford records. Yeah. Young kids like her, 4 years old and 5 years old.
That's amazing.
Now she has access to billions of records.
So now, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you. She goes by two names. First of all, she goes by Lexi, and she goes by, I think her Skype name is, and we'll have her tell us, Miss Lexi. How are you today?
Good.
Good. Tell us, you have a Facebook name.
Yeah.
If people wanted to find you on Facebook, what are they looking for?
Lexse.
Lexi. Tell me how you came up with this, because I had a very difficult time finding you.
I don't know. It just sounds like Lexi.
It sounds like, and you wanted to be different.
Yep.
Okay. Before you came on the show, we had an opportunity to listen to you sing. And I got to tell you, you're how old?
12.
12 years old. That's amazing. She even sounds better than
I
you.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Tell us, or tell the audience out there, all of Long Island is looking at you right now. And I'm sure that you're a tremendous inspiration for a lot of kids your age. What inspired you? At what age did you start actually picking up? I mean, we used to pick up a hairbrush, remember?
Yeah.
Did you ever pick up a hairbrush and sing into the hairbrush? I'm starting to show my age.
I don't think so.
Okay. What was the first thing that you picked up to pretend it was a mic and started running around the house? Tell us about this.
I'm not really sure. I would just dance around on the couch, and my mom would get mad at me, but I still did it.
You still did it anyway. See, I knew I liked her.
Let me ask you a question. In the big world of music, who intrigues you? Who are your idols? Who do you look up to? Who do you want to take after? I mean, what avenue do you want to go? What is it? Blues? Is it pop? And who influences you?
I kind of like Paramore, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like new, like rock kind of.
Good girl.
New rock. Explain to me what new rock is, because I don't know what old rock is. What's
Fall Out Boy and...
Who?
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
And what kind of music is that?
Like popish rock.
It's kind of alternative rock,
Yeah.
right?
Now, I mean, did you ever, is that what you're going to pursue?
Probably.
And do you want to make this a career?
Yes.
Why?
Because it pays a lot of money.
Let's forget the money. Let's assume that the money had nothing to do with this.
I
Would
just
you
like-
still
I
want
like
to do it?
Yeah, I like this.
It makes you feel good inside. The first time you've ever been on stage, and I know, according to this, you have been at many places. You've played at 89 North.
Yeah.
You've gotten up on stage.
Yes.
Tell us how it feels.
Well, you're kind of nervous like the first few times, but then you get used to it.
What was the first time you stepped out on that stage and you saw those people looking at you?
Like I was around 9 years old.
And how'd you feel?
Scared.
Did you go through it?
Yes.
You seem to be a little nervous here today. No, right?
Kind of.
It's quiet.
You know
She's
what?
quiet.
Yeah, but entertainers, what I've learned in this business, and I'm not an entertainer by far, all right? I've always learned that if you want it, you've got to reach out and you've got to grab it. When you go out on that stage, we have a good friend of ours. Who's that blonde girl that, what's her name? With that band. We had a
Lisa?
No, not
Amber?
Lisa. Amber.
Amber?
Amber Ferrari.
Yeah.
Do you know who Amber Ferrari is?
No.
I remember talking to her one time backstage, and she told me she was absolutely petrified. But the minute she got out on that stage, everything changes. In fact, that's the same with you.
Yeah, I'm still
Because
petrified.
You tell me the same thing.
I'm still petrified, and I've done it 10,000 times, and I'm petrified. I was just telling her before we started.
So if you were to give some advice to Lexi here, what would you tell her about going out on stage?
You got to just suck it up. You got to suck it up, and no matter what happens, and no matter if there's a mistake made, go through it. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. I think that's probably the biggest thing you could say, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. I mean, even Barbra Streisand didn't perform for 27 years because she was afraid of forgetting lyrics until teleprompters came out, and that's why she came back. But there's another Long Island girl too, if you consider. I
You know what a
consider Brooklyn
teleprompter
one.
is?
I think so.
It's what actually shows you the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have found that in today's day and age, I mean, I used to have a hard time remembering lyrics. Maybe that's why
I do.
became a
I
singer.
do.
Yeah,
I
it's
do.
hard.
Do you have a hard time?
Well, so if I listen to it enough, I'll eventually remember the lyrics.
I want to say something, because I've always noticed this my entire life. Girls know lyrics, guys don't know lyrics. We listen to the beat of the song where they listen to the words of the song.
Do you find that to be true?
I think so, yes.
Definitely. I mean, girls I know, they can hear a song 2 or 3 times and know every lyric. I've heard the song 10,000 times, and I couldn't tell you what the lyrics are.
So when you listen to a song for the first time, what are you listening for?
Well, at first I listened for like the lyrics and the beat. Like I could try to like get the feel of the song.
Like the rhythm of
Yeah.
the song? And you now, from what I understand, there's 3 parts to a song, correct?
Yes.
You have, what are the 3 parts? Enlighten me, educate me.
Well, there's like the beat of the song, there's a chorus, there's words. There's a lot of things in a song.
And you almost remember it like if you're remembering a book or reading a book,
Yeah.
correct? And the chorus is what constantly repeats, correct?
Yes.
So the chorus is not really the hardest thing to learn. It's
No.
more of the beginning,
It
the
comes
lyrics,
naturally.
right? The chorus comes naturally.
Actually, the hardest part is the timing of the song.
Yes.
That's the hardest part. You have to be right
On time.
on the money.
Is that right?
If you come in late or you come in
The
early,
whole song's off.
it's all she wrote when the pencil broke.
So tell me, talk to me. You're up on stage. The music starts. Give me in 100 words or less. What goes through your head? What are you listening for when that music starts?
I'm trying to listen for like when I come in. Like I try to remember when I come in because like, yeah, the timing is really the whole song.
Have you ever come on stage and your timing was off?
I don't think so, no.
Now that's talent.
That's good. That's very important.
So
Trust me.
when you come on, you're listening to the beat of the drum then, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And you're listening to those beats. We had a guy on here the other day. Do you remember, and this may be a little old for you, his name was Nathan Best, and he was one of the OJs. You remember the OJs?
I don't think so.
You would know their
Okay,
songs.
you would know.
Love Train, Backstabbers.
He came on here, and I remember he had this whole band behind him. And he made a statement that I'll never forget. He says, listen, get the count right. I'm the professional. When you get your job done, call me and I'll do mine. Is that true?
Yes.
So you know when to come in,
Most of the time.
and you tell your band, get it right.
Well, most of the time I know when
Well,
to come in.
that's the hard part.
Is
'Cause, I
getting,
mean,
is getting the
if
beat
one
right.
guy is off, everybody
Yeah,
goes.
the
Like, the people who drive the band is the drummer and the bass player. That's the rhythms. That's who's keeping it, holding it all down. A guitar player can make a mistake and get away with it, but a drummer and a bass player,
It's up to them.
that's driving the whole song.
Okay.
That's driving the whole song.
Talk to us about Rock and Roll University. Did you know that Rock and Roll University used to do a show here?
Really?
They
That's
did.
cool.
Do you know Katie Zimmer?
I heard of her, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a show here with Sly.
Sly is your teacher.
Yes.
He's very talented.
She also
individual.
plays bass.
You do.
Yeah, and I'm learning guitar.
Tell us about Rock and Roll University. What excited you about going to sign up with them?
Well, my mom basically found out about it, so she's like, hey, check this place out, and I went there, and I liked it.
And were you nervous playing with them?
Not really.
They were all your age.
Yeah.
And when you go there 2 or 3 times a week, or is it just weekly?
It's once a week.
Once a week. Tell me what you do when you go there.
I sing.
Other than sing, how are they teaching you?
Yeah, how did they start you? Did they start you through the scales and everything? Did you have to audition to get into
Yeah,
the
you
school?
have to audition.
So did they run you through scales and vocal scales
Well, he just said, like, sing and stuff, and he said, I'd like to
without
hear
any music?
No, I just did it by myself.
Oh, good. Okay.
He wanted to know what I could do.
Now, let's talk about different types of song. I understand you like Sweet Home Alabama. Is that true?
Yeah, I like that song.
I like that girl.
That's a big difference from classic rock.
She likes
today
Led Zeppelin too.
to Alabama. Alabama happens to be one of my favorite groups in the world,
That's
by the way.
not who did the song.
I know, Sweet Home Alabama. Who did it?
Leonard Skinner.
Skinner.
Leonard Skinner. See, it just goes to show you. I thank you for correcting me. But Alabama happens to be one of my favorites. Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinner. That's a big difference, though.
Well, it's like country rock, kind of.
Well, I gotta say it. Learn from the pros, and that's the guys that were the pros. And I like where your head's at with the music too. Now, are you into the pop stuff at all or not? Not so much.
Some I like.
Like Taylor Swift and all that.
Some, I like some of it. Not
Yeah.
all of it, but
You like her lyrics, probably. Right?
yes.
She's a good songwriter.
Now, see, I have no desire to listen to
No,
Taylor Swift.
I don't either. But she lyrically, Zeppelin could take her lyrics and make them good. I mean, it's not my thing either. But I mean, obviously, some millions and millions of kids love her.
If you were to, because we have a few minutes and then you're going to sing for us. If you were trying to inspire people your age, 11, 12 years old, what would you tell them? If they wanted to get into this business and they wanted to sing and somebody came up to you and said, Lexi, tell me what I should do, what would your advice be?
Well, if you want to like know how to do a song, I would just listen to it a lot and like know the song like completely. And you gotta you gotta know the song
How many times do you listen to a song before you start to sing it?
a lot. Maybe not that much, like maybe 5.
Everybody does it differently. I do it like
6
you. I
times.
just keep repetitively listening to it over and over and over again. Let me ask you a question. What was the song you sang when you auditioned? The first song when you went over to the Rock and Roll University?
I forget.
You forget?
I think so. I don't know. I think I sung Kryptonite
Oh, cool.
because I knew how to play that on bass. That was like the first thing that just came to my mind.
Do you see yourself as a singer or a bass player?
Singer.
And she also plays guitar and a little drums.
Well, I don't play drums that much.
What
Little
about
bit.
your family? Anybody else in your family play any instruments?
Well, my brother, he has a drum set in the basement, so I just wanted to see what it's like.
How old's your brother?
8.
So you have an 8-year-old brother who plays the drums.
He doesn't consider himself a drummer, but he's pretty good.
Can he hold a beat?
Yeah.
Do you ever see putting together, later, 5 years down the road, any type of a band with your brother?
Maybe.
And right now, I see that you've played at places like 89 North, the Huntington Festival, the Northport Fair, Strawberry Festival. I mean, these are some big venues. Tell us about them.
I like the festivals because I could go to rides afterwards. And I like
Typical 12-year-old.
Thank God. We won her normal.
sometimes when I play at bars and stuff, like Napper Tandy's, I get food.
Well, no, wait a minute. Napa Tandy's, isn't that a bar?
So is
Yes.
89 North.
I
So is
understand
E.B.
that.
Elliott's.
How does she get in?
Well, they're allowed to play because you can eat there. It's a cabaret. They can come in till a certain hour.
Do you have anything coming up anytime soon?
Yes, I'm going to play at Revolution on the 25th.
Oh, I live only a couple blocks from there.
We just did a big event there.
It's a nice place.
This past summer. As far as a website, do you have a website?
I have Facebook, that's about it.
And if somebody wants to reach out to you, how do they find you?
Facebook.
Facebook under
Lex C.
Lex, Lex,
S-E-E.
See, and that's how they can find you.
Yes,
Okay, you ready to sing us a song?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be right back after this quick message with Lexi singing one of her songs. We'll be right back.
Is this reality? No, I don't feel okay. I need my kaleidoscope of colors to lead the way. I'm riding in my car and I'm coming on around the bend. It's a chase, this twisted race. I'll be on top again. I'm not gonna let you take me down. It's gonna be the whole 9 yards or nothing.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
just wait a while. You're not the big fish in the pond no more. You are what they're feeding on. So what are you gonna do when the world's on orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when the world's on orbit around you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Where you're from, you might be the one who's running things. You can ring anybody's bell to get what you want. You see, it's easy to ignore a trouble when you're living in a bubble. So what are you gonna do when the world's on orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when nobody wants to fool with you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun you can't count on no one? Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun you can't count on no one? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Baby, now you're one of us. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ain't it good being all alone? Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. That was great. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Long Island View here on Cable 20. We'll be back next week with our special guest, Mr. L.J. James, otherwise known as John Schoonmaker. And let me tell you something, if you know LJ like we know LJ, you are in for a treat. So so tune in next week, same time, same place. Lexi, it was a pleasure having you here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful week.
It's a lie, it's pumping blood in a whole wide world, it's Switzerland.
Hi, I'm Tom Mele from Madhouse TV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhouse TV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk. is Tom Mele from Madhouse TV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhouse TV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk. Hey, what do you think of this, Jack? Hey, welcome to the Long Island View, everybody. Thank you for joining in. What do you think?
Monty Hall.
I look like Monty
If
Hall.
you have a chiclet in your pocket, I'll give you $100.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. I know I had a... Can I get $100 for that?
Yeah, 10.
Welcome to the Long Island View, everybody. Hey, listen, tonight, let me tell you, we have a show tonight.
The man.
If anybody on
legend.
Long Island who doesn't know the name L.J. James, you're living in a box. But before we get down that road...
But tonight I'm not L.J. James.
Shut up, we're not talking to you yet. All right, see, already he's starting. So, before we get to L.J. James, before we get... Shut up, we're not talking to you yet. I want to talk about last week's show.
Quite a young talent, yes.
Amazing.
And very, very hopeful for the future of our world.
Yeah, other than the part that I screwed up about Alabama.
Yeah,
But that's me, though, right?
that's okay. You're a country guy,
That's all right, I stuck the stuff down the seat.
as you can tell by that jacket.
Listen, let me tell you something. I would not be surprised if I get a call from...
They're coming back.
From, what's his name? Who's the guy that's on America's Got Talent? The country...
Howard Stern?
No, not that idiot. The other guy. Who's the guy? The American...
Simon?
No, not
Talking about American Idol.
Shut up, we're not talking to you yet. See,
American
this is
Idol?
what he does. American Idol. The country and western guy.
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban. Keith Urban is going to call me up sometime soon and ask for this jacket. And if Keith Urban doesn't call me up, I will guarantee you that you will see Jerry Parisi on the Long Island Filmmakers show wearing this jacket.
In his underwear.
In his underwear. God only knows what he's going to be wearing on his shoes, but I guarantee you he will be wearing this jacket on the show.
Well, it'll match the
anybody.
shoes. It'll match the shoes.
It will.
You need one of
So
those
I know
sport
that this
things.
guy doesn't know how to shut his mouth, so with no further ado, I want to introduce a personal friend. I say that with a lot of, trust me, it takes a lot to get up through the insides of my stomach, but a personal friend of mine, a guy who actually was very inspirational, in case you people don't know, in starting MHTV Studios, TV networks, along with the Madhouse TV networks, Mr. L.J. James.
How are we doing? Pleasure to be here, back in the old studio.
See, now we can sit back and we can just let him talk.
You want me to just talk
has no
now?
problem
I'll
with
just handle the show.
That's
So-
what he does.
I want to say, listen, I love that jacket, but it should really come with one of those squirting flowers.
That's right.
Without that, it's like halfway.
Uncle, what's that guy? Uncle,
I don't know. Uncle just
See, only you would think of
what was
that.
that guy?
Uncle something.
No. He had the hat, the little derby. Uncle, he was like a pop, a culture.
That was before our time.
No, I'll think of it.
But I'm actually down here is, a lot of people don't know, people who know me as L.J. James. My real name is John Schoonmaker. The LJ comes
Is it
from...
John
James Schoonmaker.
Scooter.
Is it Schoonmaker?
Schoonmaker.
Schoonmaker?
Schoonmaker.
Schoonmaker. Yeah.
Almost like Spoonmaker. with
Almost
a-
like
with a-
school.
It's like a
but
shipbuilder.
Schoonmaker.
Schooners.
What nationality is that?
Dutch. Dutch.
Really?
But, yeah, we're mutts, though. We're a lot of different things, but the name I think itself is Dutch. We made the schooner boats, my forefathers. So
Let me ask you
very
a question,
creative
LJ.
people.
You're a very unique individual.
That's a nice way to put it.
I met you years ago in a totally different realm, and we're here tonight to talk about John, not LJ.
Yes.
And a couple of months ago, somebody came up to me and said that somebody wrote this incredible children's book. And I got to be perfectly honest with you, Tommy. I would have bet this entire studio. I would have bet a year's salary. I would have bet my wife that nobody would tell me L.J. James, John Schoonmaker, wrote this book.
See, but that's the great part about him. How you can be one kind of
Diversified.
guy, but inside you're a good soul.
But we're talking about black and white. I mean, there's no further distance
I've seen.
between
I'll
the
tell you.
two.
I gotta tell you.
Talent.
I've seen a lot of his
Talent, man.
posts. I've seen a lot of his posts. He's a lot more feeling guy than you think he is. He has a lot
That
of
is
feeling.
I have
true.
a heart.
And he
I
does
do
care
say
about
that.
people.
And like I said, one of the things about the book, like I said, because I'm actually going to read the book to everybody. We're going to have the pictures up on the screen, and I'm actually going to read the book. I'm
you
gonna
know about this?
Give everybody a free.
didn't.
I didn't know he was going to read the book.
Oh, yeah.
I'm cool with it.
You're going to read this
I'm going to read
children's book.
free.
How
You
many,
can go
how many hours
online.
is the show?
You can go online and just look up The Adventures of Fluffer Bunny, all right? And you can download the book if you have Kindle or anything like that. Any of those, like those Nooks or whatever.
Right.
You can read the book on
You know,
there.
you
can
look
get
like
it.
a wild child. What
Let me
enticed
finish
you?
up.
Let me just back up for a second.
Okay.
What enticed you? And there's got to be a story behind
Oh,
it.
there is?
And with you, there's always a story. And I'm dying to hear this. What enticed you to write a book about a bunny rabbit?
Well, it's not just a bunny rabbit. Fluffer is a unique rabbit as he wears socks on his ears. The story goes back pretty much about, and I want to give Christine Anthony, she's the illustrator of this book. She did the artwork for it. I wrote this story, it's got to be like 20, 25 years ago. A friend of mine back in the 80s, some girl had given him a rabbit, and the rabbit had socks on his ears. And back then I used to smoke a little bit, cigarettes, whatnot. And my mind wandered. It was wandering. And, because cigarettes are bad for you, so I don't smoke as much. So my mind would wander
Remember,
back then
this
a
is
lot.
on local television.
I know, so my mind would wander a lot back then. And I kept saying, why would a rabbit wear socks on his ears? Why would a rabbit wear socks on his ears?
Because he's embarrassed of who he is.
No,
He didn't want to hear no.
Well, that's what the story is all about. I mean, and I think one of the reasons I'm trying to push the story and the book and all that, it's not just obviously to have a great children's book out there, but I think the story itself, we all have our weaknesses, our downfalls. Some of us are short, some of us are fat, some of us are ugly. We've all got our downfalls as kids. We've all got bullied. I don't care who you are. At some point or another, you got bullied, you got picked on. And everybody always wished. You always wished you had that one opportunity until you could show everybody, I'm worthwhile. I'm worth something. I'm not just worthless. Is what Fluffer thought. Is what he thinks about himself. So, I mean, if we got the things up there, I'd like to.
Can we possibly, Janine, throw a picture on the main screen?
I'd like to
here
go to the thing. I'd like to start reading the story to
of,
everybody.
Fluffer by just
you don't
hitting that
wanna
little
give your
blue
whole book
arrow right
away,
there.
right?
I'm
There you
willing
go.
to give here because
Okay,
this is
let's talk
MACV.
about this bunny right here.
Okay, that's Fluffer. That's actually the second page. We want to go to the first page. That's Fluffer when he's first a little rabbit. He's first born
Okay,
here.
let's go to
Can
the
you go
next
back,
page.
Janine?
Can I go back to can we go to page 1? We're going to cover. Go to cover.
Go to the cover, Janine.
Now the
No.
cover. The
I don't
cover.
think it's
Keep
there.
going.
I don't think it's there.
It is there. Now, wait, right there. You just had it.
Okay,
All right.
That's-
there's the cover.
That's Fluffer right there. It's the cover. Now, when you download it, it says The Adventures of Fluffer Bunny.
Did you draw that?
I did not. Christine Anthony drew that. She's the illustrator. And like I said, it was 20 years in the making. Now, my friend Ecom, who had the rabbit, some girl had given it to him as a gift. I mean, this guy back in the 80s, he looked like Bon Jovi. So, I mean, he got a lot of friends. He had a lot of friends. So female friends. So he, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, passed away. He's passed away from complications and 40 years old. So that kind of made me say, you know what, I really want to get this done. I dedicated the whole story to him and all that.
Cool.
And Christine Anthony helped out. So this is the first page here, and I've got the wrong paper. I'm going to stand up a second, if you don't mind. I don't have the story.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where's the story?
Where's the story? Is it in there? I left the story inside.
What's the story?
All right, sit down.
All right.
All right, let's see if we can find the story. So,
It's on the desk right in there.
all right,
So anyway,
so-
he passed away, so I wanted to get the thing done. So whereas for 20, 25 years, the story sat around in my head, I finally got motivated. And it took about a year. My boss, friend of mine, a good friend of mine also, he sponsored the book, and he put the money forward so we get it all done. And we're looking to actually get everything in book form. So what happens here is one of the things, I need people to go to the site, they can download it as a book. And like I said, the reason I'm willing to read it right here, it's about 5 minutes, it won't take that long.
I'm willing to hear it.
Everybody all set in there? I mean, that's it there? Who's got no mic?
All right, let's go to a commercial. We'll be right back.
Is this reality? No, I don't feel okay. I need my kaleidoscope of colors to lead the way. I'm riding in my car and I'm coming on around the bend. It's a chase, this twisted race. I'll be on top again. I'm not gonna let you take me down. It's gonna be the whole 9 yards or nothing. Is this reality? No, I don't feel okay. I need my kaleidoscope of colors to lead the way. I'm riding in my car and I'm coming on around the bend. It's a chase, this twisted race. I'll be on top again. I'm not gonna let you take me down. It's gonna be the whole 9 yards or nothing.
Okay. You write this book, and you're going to now. You're gonna explain to us all about how Fluffer, what's his name?
Fluffer Bunny.
Fluffer Bunny.
Last name Bunny.
Hey, listen.
It's common
how,
last name.
How Fluffer wound up with the socks on his ears, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm going to read.
Okay.
I'm going
The
to read.
floor is
I'm going to
yours,
give free,
Mr. John.
like
Go for it.
modern day storyteller.
Okay.
All right. So this is the cover of the book here, and it is The Adventures of Fluffer Bunny. Now we go to page 1. Okay. And once upon a time, in a huge forest, there lived a rabbit by the name of Fluffer Bunny. Page 2. Fluffer lived with his mother and many brothers and sisters. You can see he has many brothers and sisters. They're a very colorful family. No racism there at all. So, page 3. Now, Fluffer was a little different than the other rabbits, as he had very short ears. All the other rabbits in the forest would make fun of Fluffer, asking him if maybe he was a skunk. They would also call him gerbil ears and other mean names. Page 4. Fluffer would always try to ignore all the teasing, but the other rabbits would say things like, I guess he can't hear us with those little ears. Page 5. One day Fluffer got an idea, and he put giant socks on his ears. And he thought, now I look just like all the other rabbits, he said with a big grin. This is not the right page.
Okay, keep going.
Okay? This.
What
Okay.
page is this?
This is like the end of the story.
Go back one.
Page 6. All right, there we go. Page 6. The next day when the other rabbits saw Fluffer Bunny, they all started laughing and pointing to Fluffer, calling him, okay. We missed page 5, didn't we? We're off. Once we missed, that's why we got.
She went right in order.
All right, so where are we at? We got to go to page 5.
You can edit this, Jerry?
All right, let's go to page 5. It's not page 5. That's not page 5.
She went right in
I
order.
suggest you go back to the beginning.
We got to go to the
You gotta
beginning.
edit
Yeah.
it. You gotta go back to the beginning of the book.
We got to go
All
back
right,
to the
she's
beginning.
got to know what pages to go on.
Just,
I have
just
them in
go.
order.
It's, yeah.
She went right
They
in
were in
order.
order.
You know what it is? When she's changing the pages, she can't see if she's on page 5 or page 6. So I think she went ahead one. That's
All right,
what it looked like
open
to me.
this up.
Well,
and
it was
change
matching the story.
Open this
No, it
up.
wasn't. It was at the end of the story.
Well, then it's
Open it up. We got
Look. There they are. Look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is that the right order?
Where's 8?
8's missing.
8 is
8 is missing. How was it missing? Every one of them was up there.
There it is.
How did it get there? Okay, now it's there. So that's 8. You can't move it over. If you rename it 8, it'll go into the right slot.
She knows. She knows how to count.
Just hit rename on 8. Hit rename.
Let me just see if I can see
Make it
everything.
8.
Make sure it's 1, 2.
I know, but make it 8 again. It should go
And I don't want to
the
get
right
into my
slot.
time. Yeah, I got a lot of preparation.
what you got to prep for?
I got to do a lot of homework.
Rename.
Yeah.
Now hit 8 on the computer. See, it should have went into
But
the
can't
8
she
slot.
just go to
All right,
8? She
never mind.
knows.
She knows which one. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
she-
but when the screen is big, she's not going to know.
You know what,
It can't be
Janine?
in
Get
order.
bring that back up again. Get rid of
It
that.
is, it's in order. It's in order.
Oh, now it's in order.
It
All right,
should. When you rename it, it should go in order.
All right.
all right, let's go back again. Bring up page
Stand up
1.
and start right from the
Now
get.
she's got to start at the cover.
Yeah, but
Wait,
you
that's the
stand
cover,
Start the
right?
cover. What, did he be
Which
standing?
is, that's the cover.
That's the cover.
Then she's got to go back 2.
She's got it right here.
Then
But
she's
then
got to
gotta
go back
to
2.
1.
Yeah, but it's numbered.
Yeah, but that's 3.
Is that number 1?
This is number 1.
Yeah, but it's number 3 on that thing.
It says number 3?
No,
Yeah.
the cover and number 3 are the same picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the cover and number 3 is the same picture. Yes, exactly.
All
Perfect.
right, so let's start here. Okay, so
No, it's on the cover.
the cover is,
Right there,
all right,
right
that's
there.
the cover. Ready? Come back to me. Okay, so what we're going to do here tonight, folks, is John is going to give us a story about Fluffer the Bunny. John, all yours.
All right. I'm going to actually read the whole story here. It's like a free gift to all it is. You can go online, Google it, The Adventures of Fluffer Bunny, and find the story. This is the cover of the book. It's also on the page, one of the pages in it. And it's a story about a rabbit who wears socks on his ears. And I'll explain the story to you. The Adventures of Fluffer Bunny. Now, page 1. Once upon a time, in a huge forest, there lived a rabbit named Fluffer Bunny. Go to page 2. Fluffer lived with his mother and many brothers and sisters. You can see they're a very colorful family. Page 3. Fluffer was a little different than other rabbits, as he had very short ears. All the other rabbits in the forest would make fun of Fluffer, asking him if maybe he was a skunk. They would also call him gerbil ears and other mean names. Page 4. Fluffer would always try to ignore the teasing, but the other rabbits would say, I guess he can't hear us with those little ears. Page 5. One day, Fluffer got an idea and put giant socks on his ears. Now I look like all the other rabbits, Fluffer said with a big grin. Page 6. The next day, when all the other rabbits saw Fluffer, they all started laughing and pointing at Fluffer, calling him Sockhead and other names. I don't understand what's going on. That's not page 7.
All right, we're going to do this one more time. Go back to the pictures again. I know what's screwing her up is your cover. That's what's screwing her up. You see your
that's
cover?
7. She's-
Your cover is number 3 and 1.
Is she skipping the cover?
No, she's putting the
No,
cover
she did
up.
it. It was all-
But then
But I'm
she's
saying
not-
she's skipping it, not
no,
to 3.
she should.
Yes, she is.
Oh.
It's the cover. That's why I went over with Vicky. That's why I'm saying. That's what he makes. Me and Vicky went over it, and
All
we
right,
got
so
someone else doing
Janine,
it.
when you bring the cover up, after 2, click it twice.
Yeah.
And 4 will be,
Yeah, it's the cover to start off with. We start telling the story.
so then it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, it's right in
No,
order.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We start
you're
here.
doing 3 twice.
That's the cover. Yeah, 3 will be the cover.
you start
then
over again.
You start at 1, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
But is
7,
this
8,
going
9.
to show up again?
If you click on it,
It'll
yes.
be on 3.
It'll be 3.
I need you to look at every one of those.
All right.
Let's start it again. Back to me. Okay, so we're here tonight, and we're going to get a reading from John on the life of Fluffer the Bunny. John, all yours.
It's more of the adventure of Fluffer Bunny, because
The
the
adventure.
adventure is just beginning from Fluffer. He's a young rabbit, and we should hope that his adventure goes on and on, but we never know.
All right, so what do we have on the screen right now?
Right here, this is, obviously, these are the original artworks by Christine Anthony, okay? She's a phenomenal artist. She did the artwork for the story. This is the cover photo, and this is Fluffer Bunny. You get to meet him and say hi to Fluffer, everybody. And then, like I said, what I'm going to do is we're going to go to page 1.
Right
This is
there.
page 1 right here. And once upon a time in a huge forest, there lived a rabbit named Fluffer Bunny. Page 2, Fluffer lived with his mother and many brothers and sisters.
Very colorful family.
Very colorful family, right? They're not racist at all. They like all sorts of colors and
how
rainbows.
America is now.
All right,
That's right, exactly. Now, page 3. No,
back one.
back 1. Page 3. There we go. All right. Fluffer was a little different than the other rabbits as he had very short ears. All the other rabbits in the forest would make fun of Fluffer, asking him if maybe he was a skunk. They would also call him gerbil ears and many other mean names. Fluffer would always try to ignore all the rabbits, but the other rabbits would say, I guess he can't hear us with those little ears. I'm going to go to page 5.
John,
Okay. One day,
is that it?
it's not, it's like page, I don't know why we're,
Bring me back to the pages again.
I think it was supposed to be 4. You said 5.
Bring them all up on here again.
well, I was trying to get it, but she went to the wrong one. It's just,
All right, bring them all up.
So you said 5, and I think it was supposed to be 4.
well, it's good. I was trying to go on. There was the wrong
All right.
one already.
This is the cover.
That's the cover.
All right, which starts there. So if the cover starts there, and then we
Yes.
go to 1,
1,
is that 2?
Yeah. 3.
Is this 3?
No, this is 3. He's 3.
This is
We
3.
start on the cover, then we go back we go to 1. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
But these are in order.
But we keep going to like here or here. We're not at the right spot.
This is the spot right here.
That's where she was. That's where it was.
These are all lined up the way you want them.
That was exactly how it went. I was watching.
Look at these numbers and coordinate them with
I
your
think you
numbers.
jumped the number. He did.
What he did was he said,
He went from 3 to 5.
I think what it is this is one of the older drafts, and this is not lined up right, so I got to line it up. It's just not lining up the pages
Do you
right.
want to just, instead of telling the story, go by the pictures?
Well, I wouldn't let the pictures throw you anyway, because, I mean,
All right, we're going to start off. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll tell the story as we do the pictures.
Right. All right, so let's start it over again. Come back
start
to me.
on 3.
Start on 3, and then skip back twice to 2. All right, come back to me. Okay, we're back here at the Long Island View. Now, we're going to get a treat tonight because John is going to tell us about the adventures of this incredible bunny that he put together in this incredible story right here on MHTV. John, it's yours.
First time. This is like first time ever here. All right, for many of you out there, it's the first time ever. This is the cover of the book, okay? We go to page 1. Okay, this is Fluffer right here. And you'll see Fluffer has short ears, okay? So we'll start the story off right now. Once upon a time, in a huge forest, there lived a rabbit named Fluffer Bunny. Page 2. Fluffer lived with his mother and many brothers and sisters.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You made these very colorful.
Well, I didn't do it. Christine Anthony is actually
Is
the
there a
artist,
reason
the
behind
illustrator.
this?
Yeah, I'm hoping eventually to have like a line of rabbits, of fluffer rabbits, stuffed animals, if it picks up. And when I release the stuffed animals, I want to have multicolored
Well,
stuffed
it
animals.
kind of is the new America anyway, so it's a good thing.
It is, like I said, America is a melting pot.
Yep,
We got lots of.
absolutely.
Hey, listen, rabbits are not racist.
So
One thing about 'em.
Fluffer is now, there's Fluffer on the far right.
And you can see all the other rabbits have big giant ears, and,
And
Fluffer
Fluffer's
has
got the
little
little
ears. It's, it's
So he
very
lived with his
upsetting.
family. Continue.
So now Fluffer would get picked on a lot. I mean, the other rabbits, they would say he had very short ears. They would call him, say maybe he was a skunk and not a rabbit. They would call him gerbil ears. I mean, I think most of us as kids, we all had, some of us are short, some of us are fat. We all got picked on. So Fluffer is just like everybody else, in America.
Tell us about
He
the
gets
next
picked on.
picture. What is the next
Let's go to the
picture?
next picture here.
What is that?
Okay, this is Fluffer now. He comes up with the idea now where, so he looks more like the other rabbits. He puts socks on his head to make his ears look longer. Okay? Listen,
So, all right, I can see it.
And it represents the thing that we're willing to do, anything. I mean, to fit in. I mean, people as a society, most people, especially kids, young kids and all that. That's why there's a children's book saying, listen, kids, they want to try to fit in. So we'll go to the next page.
What do we have going on here?
So this here Fluffer now, he goes around the other rabbits, and they see him, and they see he's wearing the socks on his ears, and they start calling him Sockhead, and they start making fun of him and all that. But you know what? It doesn't bother him really as much as when he got called names for having short ears. So that didn't, it's just kind of weird, Someone can make fun of you for one thing, but like, if I made fun of you for the jacket, you wouldn't really care.
Hey.
But you might get upset if I made fun of your hair or something like that.
All right, so I get the
So
point.
people, you get the point? So
What's the next
The next
picture?
page right here. Now this is Fluffer now. He wants to hang out with the cool kids. These other rabbits,
They look like they're turning their backs on him.
they turn their backs on him and they're walking away. They don't want to hang out with Fluffer because he's got socks on his ears, he's got short ears. He's just not one of the cool rabbits. And
So let's make this like in school today. I mean, we have the popular crowd and the non-popular crowd.
That's exactly
so
it.
Fluffer, unfortunately, is part of the non-popular crowd.
Right now he feels
because of his disability.
But he feels that way. I mean, are we really? I mean, if we have friends, are we really part of the cool crowd? You're part of the cool crowd if you feel you're cool. If you don't feel you're cool, then you're not cool, man. It's a feeling. Being cool is not a state.
Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue.
I mean,
with the use
look
of
at this
America.
guy. This guy's the essence of cool over here.
Who?
Tommy Maher, man. Look at this guy.
Can you tell me this jacket doesn't make any?
That jacket,
right?
listen. I mean, listen.
All right, next
if you
picture,
wear
what do
that
we got?
jacket- So this is the rabbits. Now he's following the rabbits, and they're going off, and they're going to the edge of the forest. Now all the rabbits are told from a very early age, never leave the forest. You leave the forest, it's dangerous. So if you go to the next page, you'll see these rabbits decided to go, and they're stealing carrots out of the farmer's garden. So they're running around, and the farmer comes out, and he grabs the cool rabbits. What Fluffer thinks of as the cool rabbits. He grabs them by the ears, and he picks them up. Well, Fluffer freaks out, and he screams. He screams, no, no! And he runs out there. You go to the next page, and he runs down. He runs around the farmer, and he's running around him. So the farmer now reaches down to grab Fluffer by the ears. And when he grabs him, the socks come off. And he freaks out. The farmer now thinking he just ripped the rabbit's ears off, suspecting blood and all. He drops all the rabbits, and Fluffer yells out, quick, back to the forest. Get back to the forest.
He's now the cool rabbit.
So now you go to the next page. So all the other rabbits now start wearing socks on their ears because, hey, Fluffer is now the cool rabbit in the forest. He went and he had his opportunity. And I think that part of the story is that, as kids, even as adults and all, we all want that opportunity in life to show that we stand out, that we matter, that we mean something. And Fluffer here, he's happy now. You know what? He's not wearing socks in his ears anymore because
I think it's a beautiful story.
He's just happy being himself.
And I mean this sincerely. And it's a typical, don't ever judge a book by its cover.
And you know what? Be happy being yourself.
That's right.
Don't worry about it. I mean,
John, I think that, in today's day and age, especially with all the things that are going on in the schools, and even here on Long Island and across the country, but, Tommy and I
there he is
met,
right there. He's like smiling. He's proud to be himself.
Tommy and
Yeah,
I met at an anti-bullying campaign
Okay.
in Amityville, and that's how we first got together. And I think that it's important for people to read this type of book to their young children, because if they do, let's face it, you're right. People are born with disabilities. People are born that look different. Some people have big ears, small ears, glasses, nose, whatever the case
Some
may
of us
be.
are short, some of us are fat.
It doesn't
you know.
make you a bad person. And as you can see by your book, at the end of the day, the guy with the disability actually came, and he didn't have to
We didn't have to
the
go rescue him.
rescue of the other rabbits. And it just goes to
But
show
the great
you.
thing about it is too, I mean, that's a tool that should be put in schools and that, to give that kid that's sitting in the back row, that feels alone, that, hey,
Let
listen.
him know. Let the
That's
other
right.
children know.
That's
Hey, listen,
right.
you know what?
It's got a great meaning.
But you know what it is too? It's just, it's not, I think it's everybody. I think, you know, we all sit back and we think like, listen, you know what? I got picked on when I was a kid, you know, and I'm sure we all did. I mean, because everybody had a fault or whatnot. And we had our awkward stage at some point. I remember as a kid getting picked on. When I was 7th, 8th grade, I was picked on like every day to the point where I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go to school anymore. And I remember it was around 7th, 8th grade. I was on my way home and I got jumped and beat up by some kids. And I remember thinking about it. And then after that, it was just a matter of, I remember being real upset that night. I went home and cried and all that. And after that, I learned. I said, you know what? I'm going to become my own person. And after I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm not going to be picked on anymore. And I learned how to stand up for
Is
myself.
there a little
I learned how to
John
fight.
in Fluffer or Fluffer? and
Absolutely.
John?
Well, the story I think is try to be more of an every person out there, everybody.
And another great
you know?
example is, if you remember those so-called cool kids, as you grew up, they're not the cool kids anymore.
Not always.
So
you know,
I mean, it's
you know.
a great meaning.
Where
and
do
I
you
think
see
it's a
yourself
great-
in 5 years from now?
Where do I see myself?
I mean, you are an author. Obviously, you're a radio host.
I've done
You are a writer. You've written columns in major magazines across the country. Where do you see yourself
Also-
5 years from now?
great for doing benefits for many, many different charities.
Organizations, yes.
Yeah, I try to.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Oh, hopefully still here on Long Island. I mean, I've got a lot of offers off Long Island that come in, and sometimes it's, you know, I love Long Island. I've left twice and I've come back because it's my home.
What keeps you coming back to Long Island?
It's just the lifestyle here. I mean, it's
Everything's
exciting. It's exciting. Everything's here. I mean, you go out east, you got the country. You got beautiful country. I mean, I ride a motorcycle. You go out west, you got the city. I mean, you got the middle grounds. You got the best of everything.
People
right
don't
here.
realize how lucky we are.
We do have it. It's one of the most exciting places in the world. I mean, I've been to California. It's nice there.
La La Land.
But
Well, John, we're running out of time here. Thanks so much for coming on. Tommy, next week, we've got another great show. Folks, here on Long Island, and I'll continue to reiterate over and over and over again, the talent here on Long Island is next to none. And we're going to continue to bring that talent here to the Long Island View each week here on MHT TV, right here on Channel 20.
And LJ, I wish you all luck in the world. I hope it turns into a series of books, and I think it's a great meeting. I like where your heart's coming from, man.
thank you very much. I hope people take a chance and
I have
go
6
online.
grandsons, and I'm going to get it for them.
Go online, check it out. The Adventures of
I
Fluff
think
and
it's
Bunny.
important.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week here, same time, same place. Be safe.
Oh, yeah.